Club. Welcome, Mr. Devra. So my first question to you is that currently we are seeing a lot of geopolitical tension all around the globe, turbulence. So what, according to you, is the current state of India's startup ecosystem? Do you think these kind of geopolitical tensions gonna affect it or not?
So I would say geopolitical tension do affect startup ecosystem in the entire world, but India is very well poised actually to really grow. If you really look at the world, because of the geopolitical scenarios which have played out over the last 2 years, couple of large markets which I wouldn't want to name have been literally knocked off from the ecosystem and they've become more private. So in today's world, India is well poised to grow very fast, not only domestically but outside the country as well. Being said that, any kind of geopolitical tension does put more pressure on startups, especially on the funding side. I think consumer behavior is exactly probably what it was a year back. In fact, I think people are spending more money in the market than they ever did. In spite of that, there's a funding winter, and it's primarily led by completely the macro factors which are there, whether we're talking about war or increase in interest rate, which are completely not in the hand of any startup founder on the entire ecosystem. But what we have to do is to adopt to that solution and kind of stay in the market and adopt ourselves and the business to align with what is required at that point.
Okay, so when we talk about such turbulent times, so what are the things that hinder startups to grow? For example, accessing good capital or anything like that.
So accessing capital, I think, is the biggest barrier in this kind of a market. But the businesses which are built on first principle, where you align to fundamentals both in terms of customer needs as well as your bottom line focus, those businesses will always survive and thrive. Of course, we are looking at a different valuation multiple than what we did 2 years back because of all of these factors. But again, capital is available, but it's just more disadvantageous to raise large amount of capital in today's world. And ultimately it's a cyclical process. So as a startup, you need to understand that anyways, you're probably building a company out, hopefully to an IPO in like 10-15 years. So you will end up seeing 2 of these cycles, no matter whichever brand you are. We've all lived through 2008, we've all lived through 2015, then we all saw 2021, and now we are at 22-23. So this is just a 7 to 8 year cycle which surprisingly repeats itself and seems new every time.
Okay, so can you please quickly tell us the list of do and don'ts that are very crucial for founders to be successful in next year?
So I'd say the do is be very customer oriented, be growth focused, but at the same time look at your costs and build a good culture which helps you ultimately thrive as an organization. And in terms of don'ts, I'd say don't follow a growth at all mindset. Don't lie to yourself. If you have a product market fit or you don't, you know it best as a founder. So be honest to yourself. Scale doesn't solve problem in most of the cases. In very few cases, scale can solve a problem. If something is not working, it will not work even when it's 100 times larger. So those are the things I think founders need to be honest to themselves, their teams, and just focus on fundamentals of the business. And if they do it, they will thrive in the next year.
Talking about you and your company, can you please tell us about the key internal goals and strategies that you're going to pursue in next year?
So we are in the employee engagement space. So our vision is to make workplaces happier. As a business, we have grown 2x in last 1 year by being profitable in India and investing 1/5 of our growth outside India in terms of losses. So we expect to move on a similar path, continue growing 2x year on year. But this year we expect to turn profitable by the end of the next year. And that's a very big focus for us to move into a 100% profitable growth path.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.